Hey Sag. I'm also Sagittarius, so I always get excited when I get to these readings. This is your March 2021 general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. As always, in the description box below is information about the cards that I've used, as well as how to book a one-on-one with me. For you aspiring readers out there, there's also a link to my course, Total Tarot. It's self-guided tour of the tarot. So check it out if you're interested. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Instead, we're just going to get into your reading. We're going to start off with some oracle cards. Don't you like my outfit? I'm really feeling this outfit today. Ooh! All right, hold on. That was some beautiful energy, actually. Oh, self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Remember last time I was talking about your medicine? That your medicine is good? I think you're starting to see that. I think as you're using a little bit of your magic, you're able to see some beautiful things open up. So happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So yes, you're feeling drained, you're not playing, things get too serious. Take a break, switch it up, do something different, breaking those routines. You have the space and the time to do it. It doesn't have to be a luxury, right? It sometimes feels like that. And so it's a lack mindset, All right, indecision. I use intuition in all aspects of my life. So yeah, when you're feeling like you're not quite sure which way to go, perhaps you just need to rest. You need to play. When we feel like we don't have the answers, we lose our self-esteem. And it's like, it's okay. It's maybe because we don't have the experience yet, that information. We don't have anything, any type of expression to work off of to choose whatever experience comes next. Let's see what else we've got here. We have stormy with self-esteem. Things have been a little rocky in terms of feeling oneself lately, but I feel like that is changing. It's been a long road in getting to a point where you can recognize oneself. Maybe you were really obsessed about people pleasing, taking care of others, getting caught up in other people's storms and emotional turbulence that left you a bit depleted, right? That left you to a place where you're like, I kind of just surrender. I give up, allowing either people to use you or for you just to kind of like hole yourself in and not really accomplish what you've set out to do. With happiness, we have gratitude. Gratitude's a great way to step back into our playful self, to regain that sense of happiness. To allow ourselves to see the silver lining in everything. And it's like just a little bit of light in darkness shifts the whole scene. It's like at least we can see the shape of things. It's like we feel our way through to get to that place of gratitude. And then once we light that, once we get lit up with that little spark of light, we're able to see the shape of our environment, the shape of our experience. And sometimes those shapes are fearsome and larger than life, and sometimes they're small and easily movable. They're just sometimes they make scary shadows on the wall when it's really just a jacket on a chair. You know what I mean? Guides, indecision. So I feel like control is coming up again, when really it's all you really need is some guidance. So it's like, ask for that, request that guidance. Knowledge is the shadow aspect here. There are things that you know, but you are unwilling to act upon that knowledge in some way. We also had abundance at the bottom of this deck too, knowledge and abundance. And it's like, there's always a way through. There's always a way out, a way through. There are always other ways. And looking back on your life, it's like you've had some close calls. You've had some close calls. And the thing is you're figuring out that balance of, okay, when do I let things come to me, but when do I also go after them? And you're working to balance that out. And a lot of it has to do with that self-esteem, with that happiness, with the control, and being able to navigate those experiences of self. With stormy, we have the temperance card. And you've picked up a lot from different people, but you're finding out those common threads. You're blending a lot of different things that you've learned. You're alchemizing them in a way that is gentle, in a way that's natural, in a way that is filled with curiosity and play. Here we have the Nine of Wands with gratitude and happiness. Being watchful for those moments where either you're moving away from a place of happiness, where you're starting to get overwhelmed, paying attention to when your ego is the one on the outlook and not actually the beautiful, like, spiritual warrior within. Let's see. Because sometimes we're quick to use our weapons, man, you know, our words, our anger, our fear, in order to protect ourselves. And that's usually the ego speaking, you know, unless there's actually a well-defined threat, do we need to make that type of move? And I think that you've been offering yourself the work with your nervous system, with your body to and if you haven't, you know, go get, like, try to work on your body, try to be with your body more, try to take care of yourself physically, because sometimes that's what we need in order to feel safe. Is like we need that physical intimacy in order to get back and to feel safe in our space, in our vehicle here, right? In our fleshy vehicle. Let me fix my collar here. Here we go. Woo. It's like maybe you focus too much on your work, focus too much on the appearance of having it together instead of actually the experience of it, right? All right, Five of Pentacles with guides and indecision. You may not feel like you have a place to go. That's what's causing this indecision, this control. Maybe you're doing your best to hold on to what you do have, but not appreciating it. Right? Because there's this fight. When we're fighting, we can't appreciate, you know, the arena. We can't appreciate the energy, the crowd, you know. We can't appreciate the presence of that other force in order to anticipate its greatness, right? Sometimes we are moved out of our greatness when we are in a state of defensiveness, of fighting, of competition. Knight of Pentacles with the Temperance card. You feel like maybe things have not gone according to plan. It's very difficult to make a plan. Don't feel very confident with the plans that you have either created or that you kind of set forth out to do. Probably feeling resentful about having to have more of a focus, of a plan. There's you know, probably you missed an opportunity to be more calculated in your approach with something, to be more resourceful in some way. You didn't really take into account the landscape when it came to whatever you were cultivating or whatever you had. And so now you've got to work with something different here. You have a different resource that you've kind of got to switch into and treat it with the same type of respect and hold it in a very similar way as what you had lost previously. We have the Hanged Man with the Nine of Wands, gratitude and happiness. And so you're safe. If you feel stuck, you're safe because you're in this space of just having to wait, of just having to work on this thing. It's like blood rushing to the head, and it's like, but your feet are getting cold, right? Cold feet, hesitating on moving towards something. Maybe you're, in a way, kind of, even though you're not fine where you are, at least you kind of know what's there. Also a feeling of, like, missing out on something. But it's also like a sacrifice. You're having to sacrifice something here. And it could be with regard to how you push through things, how you see at the means to the end, you know. We have Three of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles, which would be an 8. So it's kind of about mastering the self here, recognizing you can't control everything. Instead, you can only guide the situation through your own energy, thoughts, and actions to a place where you have certain types of choices to make. It's also like teamwork comes up, And maybe you've had some things in terms of like recognizing that you could use a little bit of help. You could, lean on your team a little bit more, that you have people there to support and take care of certain things where you feel like you lack, right? Where you feel like you lack the guidance or the wherewithal. Maybe someone is coming in to help deliver that guidance, to study you as you study, perhaps. That's a very interesting one. It's like maybe you just don't feel safe in that space. You don't like criticism. I get it. Nobody really likes criticism, but it strengthens us. Here we have the Four of Pentacles with this Knight of Pentacles and Temperance. So becoming kind of rigid, not wanting to touch things. There's certain things that you're just like, oh, I really just want to keep it there. Maybe you're worried about savings, right? Not wanting to go into your savings. There's some worry, concern about movement. It's like, will I be safe if I invest in this? Will I be safe, switching over to this other resource as my source? We have Strength with the Hanged Man here and the Nine of Wands. So it's figuring out the other areas of strength that you possess, right? Underneath, we have the King of Wands. And it's like you're someone who is very creative, who's able to move very quickly. It makes you a formidable opponent or force of sorts. But sometimes it's boredom. It's boredom that creates some of these explosive moments here. We also have the King of Swords with the Three of Pentacles and this Five of Pentacles here. You got to know what you're doing. You got to get clear on what you're doing. You may lack certain amenities or know-how with something, and you're getting clear on that, and that's why you're finding those people who have that know-how to help you study something, to study you, to then give feedback and offer areas of to grow some type of success here. We have the King of Wands here underneath the card. Yeah, it's like some place where you don't feel like you are great at taking action, where you don't really feel like you have the authority to do something. Maybe you lack the knowledge, or you feel like what you have, because sometimes what we have to offer may be so unique that we don't feel very confident in offering it. This King of Wands, the word here is seer too, and it's like something about your perspective that is keeping things in the dark for you. And it's like it's something you just gotta go and explore. You gotta just go ahead and move into that space, to move into that unknown, to learn, to study. So you got some learning to do, Sag, and it's going to bring you what you seek. And you're going to have to use unusual, maybe perhaps foreign methods and resources in order to make it happen, things that are new to you. So you may be taking a course, you may be offering courses, you may be in a course with others, some type of community, but you're on a course, in due course. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you next time.